مغفرة يا ذا الجلال.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا من سيئات ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us. Amen. Now we have been discussing about the noble character. And now we are still on the third noble character. Is wal-qastu fil faqri wal-ghin. That means we must learn how to be moderate. Everything we do in moderation. Now, to be moderate, you still have some skill, you must have some knowledge. That's why the Prophet said, moderation apply for the rich and the poor. The rich is understood, if we say rich should be moderate, that means they must spend wisely. But what do moderation means for the poor? How can the poor be moderate? Because they don't have anything, they don't have money and so on. The money is just sufficient for them to survive. No extra, no surplus. So what? How can this moderation apply to them? Yeah, sometimes through my humble experience, when I get in contact with the poor people, so-called poor people, nowadays the poor people in certain countries, it's not they don't have enough food. They just have not enough cash to buy other things, but food themselves. They have enough food to eat. Sometimes they have so many food. I would say that so much rice packet, people keep on giving them packet of rice, flour, sugar, and everything. But they may not have surplus the cash, money, so that they can buy something that they need more, can ease their life, or whether they want to upgrade their lifestyle to have some extra comfort. But when you say moderation applying to the poor, means the poor also must know how to control themselves, don't waste whatever they have in the sense of like food. If you have more, it's not for you to waste. Something you can see they waste. They throw food sometimes. Just an example, people who are poor or people who are rich, both parties, both groups, the rich and the poor, when you go for a buffet dinner, example, this is a very simple example. When they eat, buffet is a free flow. You can eat as much as you can, but not to waste as much as you can. No. So some people, they just do not know how to save, how to respect the risk from Allah. The first round, they put so much bit by bit, and they throw water. And these things do not just apply to the rich. Even the poor people have this problem. They do not know how to control themselves when they look at the food that's been laid out, maybe 20, 40, 50 dishes around. They just get greedy. When the buffet have make it very clear, you can eat as much as you can. 3 hours, if you want to stay there and eat, no problem, nobody stop you. Been paid for, alhamdulillah. But should you waste? Should you waste the food unnecessary? You are not supposed to do that. You know that mubazzir is part of the work of Satan that show that we are not able to control ourselves. Be moderate. Take what you think that you can finish first. You want to eat more, you go for the second round, you go for the third round. It's surprising sometimes. I've seen people who are from the poor family, when they're invited to have a good dinner in the hotel, especially in Ramadan, mashallah, a lot of people, business people, company like to do a lot of good thing and invite orphans, the poor, fuqara wal maskin to come to have dinner with them. must share with them what we have, but in the same time, we must educate ourselves and also the people that we are sponsoring them to eat. Please don't waste the food. Don't waste. Eat what you can. You can go many rounds, 10 rounds, tawaf for 15 rounds, no problem. In case you think you can eat that much. But normally we know, buffet you can eat a lot. It's only that you are given a lot of choices. So be moderate in eating, be moderate in dressing, and so it's important because the Prophet ﷺ loved simplicity, and the Prophet did say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inna Allah yuhibbu bazaza. Allah loves simplicity. Even our dress, be simple. Some people, mashallah, Allah give them a lot of extras. Extra is not for them to waste. Extra is for them, inshallah, to be thankful to Allah, and in the same time to feel for others. If others need something that we have extra, why not we give it to them? The extra that Allah gives us sometimes is really an amana, a test to see whether we are selfish, whether we are greedy. Nothing is enough. We want more and more and more. And at the end of the day, we will have a lot of problems. We do not know how to be moderate anymore because nothing satisfies us. This is an example, brothers and sisters. So moderation is for everything. In your lifestyle, in spending, in dressing, in eating, even in the eating habit. Be moderate. If you love something, also you must be moderate. Overeating is not healthy. Too much sugar, you have diabetes. Without sugar, you don't have energy. Can you see the difference? Everything must be balanced. Too much salt also, you get high blood pressure. No salt also is very dangerous for your body. Our body, Allah have created in a way that everything is been balanced, very balanced. It's up to us now. Our intake, our input, how do you take care of your body? You want to have knowledge. There is the food of the mind. How about the food of your body? You want to have healthy body. There's a food for the body. How about the food for the soul? Do you want to have a balanced development? Islam always emphasizes the importance to have a noble development, always have a balanced development. There is body, must be healthy, be fit, inshallah. The food for the mind is the right knowledge that do not confuse you and you become more doubtful about what you know, what you are facing, because knowledge will give you the confidence. And the soul, the food of the heart, the food of the soul, the spiritual food is your prayer, your remembrance of focus, brothers and sisters. Be focused on how to understand moderation in Islam. Even the food that you eat, the money that you spend, whatever you do. Even seeking knowledge, brothers and sisters. I've seen people who love to seek knowledge, class after class, class after class. Some sister, mashallah, the speed, hunger towards knowledge is so great. So from not been attending any Islamic classes, now they attend 1 day, 2 classes, or maybe 1 week, 6, 7 classes. Now, the more you learn sometimes, you get very tired, don't have enough time even implement the knowledge. So you must be selective, brothers and sisters. Of course, there are many shuyukh sometimes. What kind of knowledge do you want? First for yourself. Be moderate to yourself. Overdoing, kill. There will come a time you get so tired, you will just abandon all the classes. So you just be selective. Choose 1 or 2 that's most important to you first. And then be consistent. So you know that you can refer your problem to 1 or 2 share. It's good enough. It's good enough, brothers and sisters. If you get more confused, different share with different, way of explaining things. It's the same thing, that, but the way they explain it differently make you confused sometimes. Kind of moderation. Don't overdo anything. Keep on attending class. You have no time to take care of your family. You have no time to clean the house and so on. Also, it's not healthy in the family relationship. And sometimes you create fitna. You see, you create fitna. And if you say, every day we must attend classes, it's also a burden. It's also a burden. Moderation means, inshallah, at least in a week, you have 2 classes minimum you need to have, because you need people to honor it. The class is just a normal class, but you need to follow up in seeking knowledge. When you attend a class, you may not really understand the whole thing that has been conveyed to you. So before you implement the knowledge, you must follow up with some kind of usra, the Islamic term called, after you attend a class, the normal class, you back up with a special discussion with the shuyukh to explain to you further, so you understand what you have learned, so that you know how to put into action. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and sister to be always aware about the importance of moderation in Islam. Inshallah, brothers and sisters, we'll see you after the short break. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, brothers and sisters. We are back again after the short break. Now, we did share with you about the importance of having the right knowledge, right skill, how to be moderate in whatever we do. Even when you're seeking knowledge, don't overdo it. You get tired, you get confused, and you may cause a lot of issues with the family members sometimes. Everything you do, moderation is the best. Khairul umur awsatiha. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even remind us that we are the middle ummah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us that. Now, also I've seen people who are very active doing Islamic activities. I discussed about classes, but now I'm not talking about classes, I'm talking about activities. At one point, we are not active or we are passive. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you have a group of brothers who are very active, or a group of sisters who are very active in doing welfare work, in doing Islamic activities, Islamic causes, and so on. But please, brother and sister, everything you do, learn how to be moderate. Why? Overdo, sometimes you will find that one day you have a lot of problem. Husband and wife, I've seen, start to have problem because of this. At first, the husband support the wife in doing what the wife loves to do for the sake of Allah. And also the husband participate, bring the wife to these activities, that activities, but now the wife want to get more involved and more involved. And what happened later on? Now the husband start to feel, how about my time? Your husband need more time with you. Your husband may love you, but you are so busy, so engrossed with all this activity. No, for Allah, you know, we must sabr, lillahi ta'ala. He have right upon you, sister. Now you seem to obey what other he's stopped you from become active, but you must know the limit. Everything there is a limit. If you do not know your limit, you create a lot of unrest to the family. When people invite me to give lectures in any country, if I respond to them, I always remind them, hope that the first thing that you all should do when I come, I want to have some time with the family members of the working committees. You may 10 volunteers helping to organize this program. It's a da'wah program, Islamic program, but I hope I may be able to meet up with the family of the volunteers, not only the volunteers. Why? Because you know when you start to have some kind of activities going on, you know that you have to spend a lot of time. You have to leave your family at home, maybe 5 days, 10 days. Now we do not want that each time when there is some Islamic conference, some da'wah activities going on for 5 days in a week, each time the sheikh is being invited to participate in all this good program, the families of the volunteers start to feel bad. Now you're going to leave us again. So the arrival of the shuyu is not a blessing to the family. It becomes a fitna family. Because when the sheikh comes, now all the husband is out to entertain the sheikh, spend their time with the sheikh, but their family is being abandoned at home. And in the conference, the public was given the opportunity to meet up with the sheikh, to ask the question about things that they need to know. But how about the family of the volunteers? Don't they have the right? Don't they have the right to spend some time with the sheikh? Normally, we overlook all these things. Okay. That's why moderation, you need the public. In the same time, you also have to make sure that your family also have the opportunity, the chance to get some good advice from the scholars. So we do not want something as scholar. I have this experience before. When I arrive, I can feel that their wife, family are not happy. They know their son or their husband is going to be with us for so many days, and now they are left alone at home. So our arrival creates fitna in the family because we do not know how to organize everything in a way that there is some moderation, yeah, that you also make sure that your wife or your children have the opportunity to have a small gathering just between the volunteers, the committee member, and the sheikh. Now they will feel good. Each time when the sheikh comes, they say, MashaAllah, I'm happy, because I also learned something. I have the opportunity. My children also have opportunity to get close to the sheikh. And this is something I hope all the Muslim activists, all the working committee of any Islamic conference, please don't forget your family, your father, your mom. Get them close. The scholars, when the scholar is around, and give them the priority. Because you all are the front line. So overdoing things, I don't feel good. I used to advise a lot of organizing committee or organization. Please don't forget to have a small each other between the scholar and the family of the volunteers or the committee members of the organization. Why, brothers and sisters? Because our family also need guidance. They need to be advised. They want to have that kind of opportunity. They want to feel close to the scholars. Not only we as the husband, as the son. I believe that if you start to plan this in the future, you can see that, inshallah, it brings a lot of goodness. Each time the sheikh or the scholar come, it brings a lot of goodness, not only for the public, even to every committee member's family. Of course, we also have our own problem. We know that. I've seen that people, wife complaining about their husband. It's not that the husband is not active. Their husband very active, but they do not know how to be moderate. They don't know how to use their time wisely. Actually, moderation always comes through wisdom. You must have the wisdom to feel for them. The same goes to me. If I feel sad, I feel bad. If I'm given the opportunity to meet up with them, discuss matter with them, mashallah, it is really a ni'mah. It is a pleasure, to have the company of a great scholar. So we hope that in the future we don't forget to organize all these things properly. I just want to remind all the good brothers, especially the good Islamic Da'wah organization, please don't ignore your wife, your parent, your family. they also need scholarly advice. They need to be guided. If not, we create another round of problem. We are activists, we, not the family. You remember I always emphasize the importance of family unit. Whatever we do, we do it together. There's jama'ah and their blessing. Family is your first jama'ah. Our first jama'ah is our family. And that's why I will ask you, Qu anfusakum wa ahlikum nar. You and your family, you and your family. And later on, inshallah, you go out to your neighbor and to the general public. This is part of the adab of Islam. And by doing this, they show that you know what is moderation. You see, it's not just word, brother and sister. Oh, I'm fair. I'm very moderate. Yeah, it's easy to say, but you must prove that you are always in the middle. Do not want you to be educated, but you leave your family ignorant, your children ignorant. No. You want your wife also to be educated. You want your children also to be educated. And you want also them to get closer to the scholar. A lot of scholars do not know family actually. There's no chance to even meet up your family. And that is not good at all. In our activities back home, we make sure that all the students will come with their family. They want to get to know their family. If they have grandfather, if possible. If they can't, then whoever come, alhamdulillah. But we always remind them of the family value. Then there are a lot of peace. Whatever you learn together, inshallah, there's no confusion. But if you are the one who just attend class, but not the family, even you know you have problem with the family. What you learn, go home, you want to explain to them, maybe you do not know how to present the knowledge properly, in the right manner, you create another round of fitna. They have doubts, they argue with you, and you have problem. And now, there's no harmony. You go your way, they go their way, and that is not the way that Islam wants us to have. They want us to be together. So please, important, because when they are with the scholar, they have the opportunity to ask the scholar directly and give them the first hand, because before you start the activities to go outside. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters, make things easy for all of us. We must feel for every day. Be moderate in whatever activities you are involved. Make sure that everybody participates. Moderation makes things easier. It's lighter for everybody than if you go too extreme, and then it may cause some negative effect. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us feel for each other for the sake of Allah al-Alamin. Amin ya Rabbil Alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa hamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
يا واسع العفو والغفران والكرم قد جئت مرتجفا من زلة القدم ذنبي عظيم ذنبي عظيم ذنبي عظيم وأرجو منك مغفرة يا ذا الجلال ويا